Well, howdy everybody. The tea's nice and hot. I know, long time no see. And Watchtower, did you really miss me this much that you had to blatantly put this in a cartoon to call me out, to point it out? Yes, friends, we're talking about a subject that a lot of people have difficulties with because their mind's eye can't see it, because it is a controversial issue, but really it's no more controversial than somebody not being able to spell Bob backwards, or wow backwards, or how about radar backwards. We all perceive things differently. And the reality is, you have to bear in mind that when it comes to secret organizations that try to hide who and what they really are, these organizations, these groups of people believe in karma. That's why they hide things in plain sight. It's not their fault that you can't see them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play a quick montage of some of the things that Kim and I have picked out over the years when it comes to subliminal messaging. And some of them are pretty obvious. We've actually made them obvious. And some of them, well, but you decide for yourself. Just remember, those that can't spell Bob backwards, just remember, you have to be able to see it with your mind's eye. Here we go. So just to let everybody recognize, radar is spelled the same backwards. Okay? You have to be able to see sometimes words, images that can be turned around. It's the same word. Like evil is live, L-I-V-E, E-V-I-L. These are the type of games that these organizations play with the human mind. Now, what I'm going to point to now is a video that I watched off of the Jehovah for Real channel, formerly known as Jane Doe. And it's this very childish type cartoon. I mean, I haven't seen this type of cartoon since the, I don't know, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s. It's very childish for an organization that's making billions and billions of dollars. You would think that they would do a better job when they're trying to frighten and scare children. Because this is no different than what Watchtower did decades ago with the covers of the Watchtower magazines. Is the end of the world near? Armageddon, just around the corner. And then they paint these pictures of absolute terror and fear. Once again, they hide it in plain sight. They're telling you what they're doing. But unfortunately, a lot of people can't recognize that those pictures that they draw come right out of the Bible dialogue. It's the same thing that the Bible says. Only Watchtower and a lot of other Christian organizations actually draw out the fear that they want to bury deep in your mind. So anyhow, one of Watchtower's latest cartoon things entitled I Run to Jehovah. I had a hard time sitting down watching that. But the thing is when I first started watching it and I saw this little girl sitting in the back of the car, and she's got this green beret right here, I said to myself, before I even saw the image, I'll bet you Watchtower turns that into a penis. And when that little girl put her head down to start shedding tears, I paused it. And lo and behold, it's there. But there's actually a lot more going on in that particular scene. If you look if you're looking at the screen and you look just to the right of her head, you can see what looks like a window frame with a couple of dots that look like it's a smiling face, and then there's a huge red smile. It appears to be a smile at that girl. It's no different than the Caleb and Sophia cartoon that they did years ago when they had that glob of goo swallowing the light, the lamp. At the same time, they're saying something about Jesus is the light or whatever the hell it was. I don't remember that entire dialogue. But it's all right there because, friends, they hide it in plain sight. Okay? See, these are some of the techniques that I learned a decade ago about how to spot subliminal images. That was almost as bad as George Bush getting tongue-tied on that word. But if you guys really think that Watchtower has ended all this stuff just because they're in the courts of the land regarding child abuse, they're not. Tell me what you think. And for those of you that can't see this, then here's my challenge. You can take the penis in the back of that songbook, and you can take this green beret she's got in her hair, and trace it. Shade in what Watchtower shaded in, and then draw a stick figure of a man and stick it between the legs, and then you tell me what you think it really is. A lot of the friends in this community do not comprehend and understand just how deep and dangerous this organization truly is. They would rather hide in the shadows pushing a book that Watchtower has used to do this. And even though they've been caught multiple times, this latest cartoon shows they're still at it. They really are. And then, to make things even worse, they hide this garbage between soul-stirring, emotional-moving music. We all should be disgusted at this, literally. But really, it's no different than what Lloyd Evans did to a bunch of us years ago over the Russian band, because when you look at this video all the way through, it appears her daddy's going to a Russian jail, and you can see the old Russian flat top fur hats. There's no mistaking that at all. This is a piece of propaganda bullshit against the Russian government. But yet what Lloyd did about a decade ago is he took a bunch of us out of context, put beautiful soul-stirring music, and made everybody believe his point of view.
And if anybody picks up a really good book about the reluctant apostate, Lloyd Evans' book, that goes into a lot of that good detail too.
It does, yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay,
And some of them are not accurate, and I will confront him anytime, because there are many areas that he is not accurate. And I live for accuracy.
The apple doesn't fall far from the tree, friends. And then they go out of their way to call you the crazy one. You've never seen us do a piece of propaganda hit piece, have you? Not one time. But yet others in this community take the liberty to do it to others. They hide it in plain sight. Make of it what you will. I really don't care. I really don't care. But I understand what Watchtower's doing. And if you think for 1 minute that Watchtower's going to stop this crap just because they're in front of the courts of the land, I got a bridge I want to sell you. They're not going to stop. And the reason they're not going to stop is because the elites in this world are doing the same type of stuff that they're doing. So you try to take them to court and have some judge render you a favorable decision, and they don't, you need to ask why that judge or that lawyer is not really working for your benefit. You guys watched the interview that Kim did with BCG, Shelley? She laid it all out for everybody, right there. We literally have an uphill battle when it comes to Watchtower. But the problem is that there are so many that leave Watchtower that refuse to do the study and the research in order to draw a complete different picture. Okay? When these poor kids are having nightmares because their daddy's going to a Russian prison, when thousands of XJWs that still suffer from nightmare today because of Armageddon drawings and pictures, remind yourselves and never forget, all of that comes from the Bible, from the God of this world. Remember, money is a quick and good fix for certain things, but money is not a God. And Watchtower and these elites are making money their God. And they hide it in plain sight, just like they've done here with this cartoon. It's disgusting and it's not pretty, especially when you see this girl bending her head at that moment she's starting to cry. Look at again what they colored in that barrette. Is she sad because she's going to the Kingdom Hall? Or is she sad because she knows she's going to Kingdom Hall and that's where her abuser is? Think about it. And then learn to open up that mind. Learn to understand who and what the frequency of evil is. And then run like hell from it.